What's going on, everyone? Evan and Jordan here from BattleHawk Armory today, and we have just gotten back from SHOT Show 2025, landed back here in central Iowa. So we're going to take a few minutes to just kind of run you through some of the things that we saw that we think that you should know about, kind of our top 10, not really in any particular order, but just some of the products that we really liked and kind of wanted to highlight from the show this year.
So we're going to start off with the Burris XTR-PS and the Fastfire E.
Yeah, so the XTR-PS is a high magnification series of optics. They have several different magnification levels, meant kind of more for competitive shooting, long-range shooting. So there's a lot of technology wrapped up in that scope. So it'll do your atmospheric conditions. It will do corrections for your actual ballistics once you connect it to your software. It'll also have a stage timer in it that you can use. So if you've ever shot PRS, that's going to be a super helpful feature for a lot of people. But having an actual countdown timer in your optic that you can use, in addition to all of your ballistics fed right into a heads-up display in your optic, is super cool. And they're coming in at a really reasonable price point. So the XTR-PS will be a really cool piece of optical and technological improvements for kind of some of that long-range shooting stuff at, again, a pretty reasonable price.
And then also from Burris, also at a reasonable price, the Fastfire E, which is a great entry into the enclosed red dot space.
Enclosed pistol optics are kind of all the rage right now because they're a bit more durable. They're impervious to some of the fogging if you go from cold to hot, hot to cold, but they come at a pretty steep price point. So the Fastfire E coming in with all of those same features that everyone loves about the Aimpoint Acro at a really affordable price point is really cool. Genesis, what do we see at Genesis?
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
They've got an entire line from long boy to short little CQB breacher style semi-automatic AR platform shotguns. They also have exclusive access to the new HUXWRX can, which made me drool quite a bit.
The Ventum series is really cool. Seeing it at 12 gauge on those Genesises was really awesome. We're really excited about the Genesis brand and all of the different offerings that they have, whether it's SBSs, pistols, complete uppers for your existing AR-10 lower, or the full shotgun. So magazines are affordable. They have extended magazines now and drum magazines that will hold an entire box of shotgun shells. So really cool stuff from Genesis.
But another shotgun that kind of surprised us at SHOT Show was the Mac Agency Tradesman. So what it is basically a Mac shotgun that Agency Arms has gone through and replaced almost all of the internals, added a extended bolt release. It's been magneported. It looks fantastic.
The shotguns are either Benelli M2 or M4 clones that are coming into the United States and then being outfit with a ton of Agency Arms parts that are made here in the US. So we have Agency Arms extended cartridge lifters. We have Agency Arms extended bolt releases, extended charging handles, bolt carriers from Agency Arms, magazine tube extensions from Agency Arms. So yes, there is some Turkish produced components in this firearm, but there's a ton of US produced parts in it as well. So Benelli M2 and M4 clones coming in at really reasonable price points that were super interesting. But Mac Tisas weren't done with just shotguns. I mean, they had a ton of good stuff. For under $1,000, you've been able to get double stack 1911s from the Mac or Tisas brand. So historically, the Tisas branded pistols all had bushing barrels. The optics cuts have been a little bit contentious, but Tisas and Mac are really listening to their customers and to the market and improving that product line in a lot of very obvious ways. So right off the bat, we already have the new Tisas double stack for 2025. This already has been retrofit with a bull barrel. So the bushing barrel is gone from the Tisas line of pistols. In the Mac line of pistols, we saw really cool features like the optics cut. Used to be an RMR only and a specific Mac optics plate. That's now been retrofit with AOS plates. Additionally, the Macs now have a comped version as well, and a full-size version of the Mac that has, again, the bull barrel and the magazine well that you're used to seeing on the Mac double stack already. So tons of features, tons of quality at a really affordable price point, and everyone loves double stack 1911s. Everyone. Probably the most talked about product at SHOT Show 2025, which is the Staccato HD line of pistols. So right off the bat, the biggest talking point is the magazines. So these are now compatible with Glock magazines. Aside from just normal Glock magazines, what these are shipping with is Metgar magazines. Like most Glock magazines, these are not a polymer tube. This is actually a steel tube, and these will hold 18 rounds in a flush fit magazine. Everything is ambidextrous right off the bat. So The magazine catch can be reversed to either side. The slide stop, slide release lever is on each side. Thumb safety is still ambidextrous. The firing components have actually been reworked, so they're a Series 80 firing component now. They do have a firing pin block, which is a little pin inside of there, so they are drop safe. They've gone ahead and removed the grip safety. So both of us hate those grip safeties. A lot of people do. The new Staccato HD line has gone away with that grip safety. They have a new plate system for these. But the biggest thing with that new plate system is you actually have iron sights forward of your optic. If you do need to manipulate off of the optic itself from a table or anything like that, you're actually not going to use the optic lens. You'll have that front sight there to protect the optic again from doing any sort of slide manipulations. So that's a really cool feature. Almost most importantly, the extractor has been moved over to an external spring-loaded extractor like Glocks and SIGs and all of your other modern pistols. The two main models that came out are the 4-inch, which we have here, and then the 4.5. So the 4.5 is really interesting. It actually has a sight block, so the front sight is attached to a portion of the slide, which is permanently affixed to the barrel.
Very cool pistol. Very interested to see where they go with this.
Yeah, Staccato HD.
The Maztech X4-FCS. So what this is it basically takes the place of your scope mount, and what it does is actually provides you a ballistic solution based on multiple data points into your LPVO. Whatever LPVO you want to use, as long as it's a 30 mil tube currently, you can put it in this frame, in the rings, and it will provide that ballistic solution to you.
The heads-up display within the Maztech was really impressive. It was super clear. I love the fact that you can use the scope that you already like. Another really cool feature was they had an integrated round counter within the magazine. So it was
to work with Magpul's round counting base plates.
Yep. So it was some sort of electronic magnetic communication between the magazine, the Magpul P magazine, and the Maztech FCS that actually gave you a live round counter in the heads-up display. So the Maztech system was really cool. The Magpul booth was one of the most crowded booths that we went to. There was tons of cool stuff, but the Maztech definitely stood out for sure. One of the most popular booths at SHOT Show every time I've gone has been Holosun. So what we have here is the DRS-TH. So this is the rifle sight that works as a red dot and also has thermal capabilities. So this has been extremely popular. People have been extremely interested in it. They actually debuted the DPS last year at SHOT Show. I tried to go see it at range day. I tried to go see it 2 or 3 times at the booth, and every time I tried to go see it, it was dead. But this year, not only did they have it working every time we went by to see it, we were actually able to fire it. It's a digital thermal pistol sight. Basically, the way it works, there is a flashlight that you attach to the frame of your actual pick rail on your handgun that is a thermal camera and sends footage wirelessly to your pistol sight.
Like he said, it was completely wireless, but also real time, 100%. You move the sight, the image would move in the reticle.
Yeah, so super cool new technology from Holosun.
So B&T has updated their product line and actually kind of cut down on SKUs a little bit. What they're doing on their new cans is actually integrating a Inconel blast baffle, which will do a great job of reducing the flash and the pressure on the rest of the can while retaining that flow-through design.
B&T is not only 3D printing suppressors, as you alluded to, they're doing it in both titanium and Inconel in a single unit. So integrating a Inconel blast baffle makes the suppressor a little bit more durable. It's also going to help with some of the flash. But the rest of the suppressor, except for one other part, is made out of titanium. So it's going to have that really lightweight property. But they also integrate a steel end cap. So it's going to have a lower flash signature, a better tone than a traditional titanium suppressor, but a lot of the weight properties that people love about titanium suppressors. You get all of that technology with a hub mount for around $1,000. So it's a really reasonably priced, very durable, very low flash, low back pressure suppressor. So that was something super cool from B&T.
Absolutely. HUXWRX had a couple new releases this year.
So they have a new mount. It's a hub mount, so you can use it with a Ventum or anybody else's suppressor that uses HX muzzle devices, installs just like normal, but then actually locks down on the mount. So it has a positive retention. So a brand new hub mount that you can use with a Ventum or any other suppressor that's hub compatible with a HUXWRX muzzle device that actually has a positive retention mechanism. But they didn't just debut the mount, they debuted it on a suppressor.
So that would be their Range 36 Ti. It's a 36 cal, same flow-through technology as their prior cans, but it's got a little bit of an update as far as I understand.
That Range 36 Ti, similar to the Flow 762, is titanium. It is 3D printed, but it actually uses that brand new hub mount. So it's coming with the brand new hub mount already on the suppressor. If you want to take it off, run direct thread or anything else, you can absolutely do that. The 36 is a 36 caliber suppressor. So here in Iowa, we're a straight wall hunting state. 36 caliber suppressors, 350 Legend, have been extremely popular, but now having a flow-through 3D printed 36 caliber suppressor is going to be huge. So very lightweight, titanium, flow-through, 3D printed, hub compatible suppressor with a brand new hub mount from HUXWRX. That should be really popular. But they had another new suppressor that we actually got to shoot.
The Flow 9K, and this thing was a riot. A lot of people are kind of hesitant about the amount of suppression you actually get out of a flow-through suppressor because you are intentionally letting some of that gas go through. But this thing was quiet. Moving on to our last and probably our biggest suppressor reveal of SHOT Show 2025.
The Thunder Beast Ultra 50. We were kind of looking for Thunder Beast out at the range. We were walking by. We heard a suppressed rifle shot, to which we thought might have been a 308 or something like that. Turned and looked, and it was a 50 BMG. So we had to stop. It was one of the absolutely coolest things that we saw at SHOT Show. Big old monster 50 cal suppressor, the Thunder Beast Ultra 50, but it's still relatively light given its size, and it is crazy quiet. That Thunder Beast Ultra 50 suppressor was extremely impressive. We actually had an opportunity to shoot it, see a bunch of other people shoot it, and we could not get enough of it. So that's probably the best sounding 50 BMG suppressor I've ever heard. I've heard a few. Makes sense coming from Thunder Beast. Right. Modular with an e-brake, just an absolute riot.
And moving on to our last, the JP Comp.
The JP Comp. So JP Rifles, they've been making some of our personal favorite rifles, some of the best out-of-the-box rifles for a long time. All of their comps are extremely effective, whether we're talking about the traditional competition compensator or the recoil eliminator. But last year, JP came out with a signature series of compensators. They were limited to about 200 units. They were fairly expensive for a compensator, but they have a new production version of that signature series comp that they had out at the range and at SHOT Show 2025. And it was awesome. I was shooting double taps with that new comp at about 50 yards. And I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. There was no muzzle movement, no sight disruption, just absolutely hammering double taps out at about 50 yards. It was extremely impressive. Relatively affordable. I mean, it's just a compensator. There's no tax stamps like a lot of the other stuff we've been talking about. And it just absolutely deletes recoil. So that new JP comp, you gotta check one out.
So I think it about wraps it up for our top 10 SHOT Show finds.
Lots of really cool new stuff at SHOT Show 2025. Lots of really cool product coming to the market in 2025. We hope you enjoyed this video. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.